The African Critical Minerals Summit is taking place in Johannesburg to position the continent's mining sector towards renewable energy. Katlego Legodi joins us live from that summit. A very good afternoon to you, Katlego. So, of course, we know that these critical minerals could be a real game changer for the continent. Tell us more.
A very good afternoon to you, Nompu, and to our viewers at home. You're right. I mean, we hear that really there's a demand as we speak right now, a global demand for these African critical minerals. And this is why then you see the African Critical Minerals Summit just marking its second installment, gathering various of the role players within this space from the continent, just coming through to speak about solutions or how then they can capitalize on these minerals. We are told that really the continent endowed with these minerals, and these minerals should come through for the economies here. There are talks around beneficiation on the ground. There are talks around ensuring that at least there is a move towards the just energy transition. And most of those that are here, even giving us a sense of where these minerals are located within their countries on the continent. So earlier on, we saw Mozambique giving us a sense of how they are doing it in terms of issues of minerals and just ensuring that the mineral sector just come through for the country's economy where jobs are concerned and the likes. And just earlier on, a moment ago, in fact, we saw the DRC as well give us a sense of how they are doing. And all of these solutions as well, Nompu, just structured and faced towards issues of illegal mining. As we hear most of them saying that the illegal mining sector is thriving in most of these communities. Various of them have names for them here at home. They are known as Zama-Zamas, but we know very well that Mozambique would have a different name and DRC would have a different name. But all of them just talking about solutions that are needed here to ensure that they root out illegality where the mining sector is concerned as well, linked to these critical minerals. I'm going to bring into the conversation now Fortunate, who's joining us from the DRC, who'll just give us a sense of how you guys are faring there in the Democratic Republic of Congo. You gave us an example of the solutions that you are actually just following and pursuing as a country here, but critical being these minerals that we are discussing here today, coming through for the economy of the continent, but also of the Democratic Republic of Congo as a country on its own. Welcome to the SABC.
Thank you. Thank you.
Give us a sense of how you're doing it. How is the sector faring there in the DRC, the mining sector?
Well, the mining sector in the Democratic Republic of Congo faces quite a number of challenges. Challenges of infrastructure, illegal mining, deforestation, and there are quite a number of challenges that we do face. Yeah.
Give us a sense of then how we find these engagements here, just fostering us towards the solutions, because we hear that the solutions are there. Hence, we see these concerted efforts and just all of these mines gathering under the same umbrella, just looking at the critical minerals. We'll go into the critical minerals, but where lie the solutions in terms of just reviving and reigniting the mining sector on the continent?
Yeah, well, we can't be dwelling much on problems that we have in terms of the mining, the illegal mining and stuff. At a certain point, we need to get real and say what are the opportunities that are there and what are the solutions in terms of these problems. How can we create wealth so that our communities can be sustainable or can sustain themselves? There are quite a number of things that we need to do, especially from the private sector and government sector. That is collaboration. If we have collaboration of government and the private sector and the international community so as to deal with challenges of environmental impact, so as to deal with issues of unemployment, so as to deal with the issues of wealth creation, those are some of the things that I think we need to do moving forward.
Issues of beneficiation as well, just coming through very large where these engagements moving into the afternoon are concerned. Where are the opportunities? What minerals do we find there, especially critical minerals in the DRC that you're bringing to the table here in terms of the wealth that you have on the ground?
Well, the first thing that we need to do is the political will from our leadership. There must be a will to say we want investors, and investors must not bring money so as to extract the minerals and go with them. The investors must bring in the money, the machinery, And we've got so much in terms of human resource so that we can deal with beneficiation right within. And we will have dealt with quite a number of problems. Problems such as unemployment will create employment, such as infrastructure development, because these mining companies that will come and mine and do the beneficiation will need to deal with issues of the health system, the education system, and everything else that needs to be attended. And our communities must be the number one beneficiaries.
The issue of illegal mining activity, I mean, here at home, we even have issues that are coming through from that sector and that space as well. How are you faring in terms of just tackling this issue, and where lie the solution that maybe we can draw and help each other out on the continent?
Well, that's a very big and thorny issue within the continent, not only in South Africa or DRC or Zimbabwe. Again, I think we need political will. We want to deal with the symptoms without necessarily looking at the big problems. We want to deal with the illegal miners without necessarily dealing with the big shots that are buying the minerals in the black market. Let's deal with the black market. If we deal with the black market, and then we also need to be real in terms of these things, illegal mining. You need to accept reality that it might be difficult to completely stop the illegal mining. How do we then control it? How do we get those young people underground and say, who are you? Where are you from? Let's document you. Where are you selling? And point them to the right direction. That way, we will be able to take stock of even the minerals that we have, rather than arresting a few individuals that get a few cents, leaving out the big guns that are the ones that are buying the minerals.
Do you think that there's a greater need then for a conversation as well, a cross-country conversation? Maybe if for instance, we find someone from the DRC underground here in South Africa, do you think those are high-level conversations that will need to be held as well in terms of how then they find themselves here?
The biggest problems with our governments is that they've got the ostrich mentality. You want to hide your head in the sand without necessarily confronting the real issues. Why are young people risking their lives going underground to extract the minerals? What is it that we can do in order for us to control these situations? What is the conversation that South Africa can have with the Zimbabwean government, with the Mozambique government and Malawi government and the DRC to say, how do we deal with these people that come from various countries to come and do illegal mining? Those are some of the uncomfortable conversations that we must confront and deal with.
Mr. Fortune Mlalazi, thank you very much, sir, for your time. Mr. Fortune Mlalazi, just coming through from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And these are conversations that are held here, in terms of the solutions. So most of them are just fostering for solutions and looking at just cross-country resolutions in terms of areas of collaboration and investment, as well as they are in agreement that those minerals are here and they need to start working now for the greater economies of the South. Nompu is back to you in studio for now.
Thanks very much, my colleague there, Katlego Legodi.